Hello and welcome back to my studio. In this video, I'm going to be tackling the subject of the artist's voice. Perhaps you've heard of that term before, or maybe you're not sure what it means. What is the difference between an artist's voice and an artist's style? How important is it to have an artist voice, and how does this impact on your success as an artist? This is relevant not only for professionals, but for anyone taking up painting or a creative pursuit. Just how relevant is it to have a connection with your artist's voice? Let's look at this a little deeper and see how it influences your art. Now, many artists ask me about success as an artist. How do you become successful? How do you get noticed? All of these issues revolving around success and recognition. But that is kind of putting the cart before the horse. And that is why it's important to understand what is the artist's voice. What is your voice as an artist as distinguished from your style? Now, at its essence, an artist's voice is your worldview, your intrinsic beliefs, your experiences, how that comes out in your paintings and the things you create. Your style is, however, more about your technique, that ever-evolving practice of how you use your materials and how you put the medium onto canvas, paper, or a sculpture. All of that is a particular style. It's ever-evolving, but it must be connected to a core, an influence that comes from within yourself. And it's your style that helps to convey what that inner content is. It's that inner content that is your voice. Now let's answer a few questions relating to your voice and your style, and maybe clarify this somewhat muddy concept and give you some self-assurance that you're heading in the right direction, or perhaps you need to reevaluate just what you are doing with your art and whether you are being true to yourself first. That is very important. It's not about what other people think or your financial success or whether your paintings are in a museum or hanging in your home. All of those things are not that important. However, all of those things are positively impacted when you recognize what your voice is and use your style to put that out to the world and communicate more clearly and effectively, and thereby getting the benefits of attention, recognition, and ultimately whatever rewards you may be looking for. So everything is connected. We just got to get things in the right order and see them for what they are. Right, let's have a look at some important questions on this topic. Now, what is an artist's voice? How do you find it and how do you develop it? And how is it different from your style? An artist's voice is understood as the artist's unique perspective and way of expressing themselves through their art. It's the underlying message and personality that runs through your work, and it sets it apart from others. It's also important to understand that you're going to make a lot of mistakes. This isn't going to be an easy thing. It's no easy job to discover your voice. You're simply going to have to go through the ups and downs and not give up. Persistence is the key to everything. Now, it's important to also understand that the artist's voice differs from the artist's style. While your artist's voice is your unique perspective and way of expressing yourself, your style refers to the specific techniques and visual elements that you are using to express that inner voice. So an artist's style will evolve over time, but the voice remains constant. Now, how important is it to keep practicing in order to nurture that inner voice and to develop your style? Regular practice is essential for developing an artist's voice. It allows the artist to refine and improve their technical skills, which in turn improves the ability to express your unique perspective through your art. The two go hand in hand. So while the artist's voice is primarily shaped by each individual artist's experiences and emotions, their technical skills and style play a role in how effectively they communicate that message. And consistent practice and experimenting is critical. So what comes first, style or voice? What do you focus on, especially if you're starting out and you're not really sure of what your voice is or where you even stand in the world of art? So typically the artist voice comes first. That unique perspective and inner expression is going to influence your style. You may not have figured it out yet, and it's pretty confusing at first, or maybe you're not even there yet. But even at an early stage, it's important to understand what motivates you and what you want to express, so you don't get caught up in trying to maybe copy someone else and try to push yourself in a square hole. You can't get the round peg through the square hole. So figuring yourself out first, and your voice is going to help you to know what to focus on and to chip away at that until it makes more and more sense over time. When we talk about artist's voice, sometimes it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that does it have to be some cause that is romantic and big and world-changing? Well, the answer to that is a simple no. It's critical to remember that your voice is what you find important and what you want to express from your inner self. For instance, let's look at a few famous people. How about Claude Monet? Obviously, the supreme impressionist. Now, what was his motivation? Let's look at that, maybe compare him to Vincent van Gogh and see how that helps us. Claude Monet's voice could be characterized as his deep love of nature and his fascination with capturing the ever-changing effects of light and color in his paintings. He's known for bold, expressive brushwork, vibrant color, and his ability to create a sense of atmosphere and mood in his work. Recognizable works include his water lilies, the series of haystacks, and Rouen cathedral paintings. All of those paintings showcase his unique perspective and his style, the way he communicated that perspective to the world. Now, Vincent van Gogh, on the other hand, his voice is the intense emotionalism, and his vivid, expressive color conveys his innermost thoughts and feelings, that inner turbulence, and he's known for his distinctive use of impasto and thickly layered paint and vigorous, almost violent brushwork, adding texture and depth to his work, and, of course, making his unique voice come forward and be clearly understood. So we recognize the artist's voice through their style, how they use color, how they use brushwork. All of those things tell us what the artist is going through, their worldview, their experiences. And we find out a little more about what is going on in that artist's head and heart. So when you look at a master artist painting, you can get a very good idea of just what kind of person that is. And when you have an idea of that, then you are connecting with that artist's voice, and there's a conversation and a communication between you and that artist. And that's the special thing about the artist's voice. Now, each one of us has that, and you need to look at your work, also look at other artists' work and see what really resonates with you. As I've said before, from my point of view, I immediately took notice of the Impressionists and loved the work they were doing because it spoke to me and my love for nature, light, big skies, bright sunlight, all of that sort of thing, which really made that style of painting so appealing to me. And of course, the exciting colors and brushwork, all of that is straight to my heart as an artist and alerted me to what my voice was going to be in my painting. Now finally, what about the issue of success? What is financial success or recognition? Is that important for developing your voice, or is it a distraction? Now, financial success can be a distraction or even a misdirection for an artist, because it can shift the focus away from the development of the artist's unique voice towards creating work that is designed to appeal to a particular market or audience. In blunt terms, you're just selling out for money, or you're so desperate for recognition that you've forgotten who you really are. That is an extreme, of course, but that is where this misdirection can take you. So simply trying to conform to popular trends or styles is not the answer. Rather focus on your own creative vision and voice, and then develop your techniques and skills in that direction. Or maybe you've never considered your artist's voice as being particularly important, or you thought it just came across through your style naturally. But getting to know yourself and your purpose behind your art is really going to be very important and open up a lot more for you. Well, I hope this video has helped to clarify these concepts and perhaps give you something to think about, and just churn a few ideas around, and then maybe inspire you to pursue a particular avenue of your painting with a lot more confidence, knowing you are now on the right track, and who knows what may happen in the future as a result of you connecting with what is true to you. Well, if this video has helped you and you think it may be helpful to someone else as well, please feel free to share the video with them. And as always, don't miss the next video coming up, so please ensure you've subscribed and hit the notification bell so you don't miss another video. And I just want to remind you, I have a free course for you up here. If you're not familiar with my painting school, that's a good place to find out more. Well, until next time, enjoy your painting, and cheers for now.